Namaskar and good evening. Today we will look at a company, pharma company, Marksons Pharmaceuticals Limited, which has performed reasonably well in Q4 and is likely to perform well in due course to come. The chairman and managing director is Mark Saldanha. He says, the essence of our culture is built on meeting global standards in every aspect of our business. That's what he says. So Marksons Pharma is engaged in R&D and offer CRAMS contract manufacturing to global pharmaceutical companies. Its key focus areas lie in OTC and prescription drugs that have wide-ranging applications across fields like oncology, gastroenterology, anti-diabetic, antibiotics, cardiovascular, pain management, gynecology, and others. It has got world-class manufacturing facilities. By leveraging state-of-the-art technology, incorporating the best practices and adhering to stringent regulatory compliances. Its plants are approved by US FDA, UK's MHRA, Australian TGA and other foreign health authorities. Its R&D capabilities include dossier development, chemical synthesis, process optimization, formulation development, analytical development, and conducting stability studies. The company has achieved global recognition within a very short time and has major global expansion plans for the future. Remember, it has got major global expansion plans for the future. Its special focus is towards export markets like USA, Canada, Europe, and Australia. It is now expanding its focus towards emerging markets, where it has over 350 plus approved products and 200 plus products pending approvals. So, a lot of products it is having, and it is focusing on developed markets and developing underdeveloped markets all. This formulation manufacturing plant at Verna, Goa. This plant is US FDA approved and has approvals from US FDA, UK MHRA, Australian TGA. It also has a WHO GMP certificate. This factory has the largest soft gel manufacturing facility in India. It is 100% export-oriented unit. Then it acquired Australia Nova Pharmaceuticals Australasia Private Limited. In Europe, it acquired Bell Sons & Co. Druggist Limited, a UK MHRA approved formulation manufacturing and marketing company. That is also exporting liquids, ointments and powders to 50 countries globally. Then it acquired Relon Chem Limited, which markets and distributes high-end prescription products in UK. It released an investor presentation in March covering financial year, that FY20 and FY19. So we will see a few points on that also. Revenue for the year expanded by 13% and EBITDA by 41%. It has received a EIR, Establishment Inspection Report, from US FDA for TimeCap Laboratories situated in Farmingdale, New York, USA. This positions it favorably to expand its reach in US market. Now, on the financial front, it has become a zero-debt company with cash of rupees 94 crores at the year end. So the outlook for FY21 is quite positive and it expects the growth momentum to continue. The EBITDA margin was 16.97% in the latest year compared to 13.61% in the previous year. Net profit margin is 10.64% in the latest year compared to 8.01% in the previous year. ROCE was 24.5%, ROE was 18.6%. Now a few key highlights. Almost 96% of the company's total revenue comes from regulated market. Remember, 96% came from regulated markets like US, Europe, Australia and New Zealand. The formulation business that came from UK was worth rupees 510 crores this fiscal as compared to 413 crores in the previous year, a growth of 23.5%. US and North America reported growth of 6.1%. Australia and New Zealand reported growth of 17.3%. We said Chairman and Managing Director was Mark Saldanha and whole-time director is Sandra Saldanha. Same family. Vardhaman Vikramaditya Jain is the whole-time director. Now let us look at the results. Net sales are 335 crores in Q4 compared to 288 crores in Q3, compared to 256 crores in Q2, compared to 245 crores in Q1 and compared to 247 crores in Q4 of last year. So it's a growth of 36% year on year and 17% quarter on quarter. Now let us look at raw materials also. Raw materials 145 crores in Q4 this year compared to just 75 crores in the previous quarter, 79.85 crores in the Q2, 70 crores in Q1 and 72 crores in Q4 of last year. So there is a growth of 102% in raw materials year on year and 93% quarter on quarter. So raw material costs have grown while sales have grown 35% or 36% year on year. Raw material costs have grown tremendously 102%. Now let us go to net profit straight away. Other things are normal growth, not very great. Net profit has grown to 43 crores. Previous quarter Q3 was 30 crores. Its previous quarter's Q2 was 26 crores. Its previous quarter Q4 of last year was just 10 crores. So the growth is 334% year on year and 45% quarter on quarter. I will repeat in summary, net sales have grown 36% year on year. Net profit has grown 334% quarter on quarter as year on year. You know, when net profit grows like that, more than 100%, I take special interest in those companies and I have many companies with more than 100% I have covered. So that is why I say, take a good look at what I am covering rather than what you are interested in. You will find good quality scripts in what I have covered. But of course, there will be some additional points that you will have to take note of with reference to your portfolios. So likewise, quarter on quarter improvement is net sales have grown by 17% and net profit has grown by 69%. Now the basic EPS is rupees 1. Equity is 41 crores. Basic EPS is rupees 1. Market price is around 34. Price earning is 8.5. Not very great. During the quarter, Markson had to recall one product, a diabetic product, because it contained small traces of cancer-causing material. So voluntarily it has withdrawn. Now let us look at the 52-week low and high. 52-week low is 9.9, current price is around 34, 52-week high is 39. So it is closer to 52-week high. Now, if it performs like this, it may shoot up beyond the 52-week high. Earlier, its valuations were very low. Now, price earning last year was 36.61, market cap was 1,394 crores. Book value is very low, 12.35. Dividend was 10%. Industry price earning is 31%. Last year, TTE, trailing 12 months EPS was 0.93, very close to that face value. Face value is also rupees 1. So it is inching towards its face value. Now, price to book is 2.76, dividend yield is 0.29%. So, sometimes the community sentiment is 100% buy. Now, for the year ending March 2020, Marsans Pharma has declared an equity dividend of 10%. That is 0.1 rupees on rupees 1 share. So the company has a reasonably good dividend track record and has consistently declared dividend for the last 5 years. So when you look at the market action, it was only buyers on July 2nd, only buyers on July 1st, and sometimes only sellers in June 29. Like that. There was a block deal of 6,55,000 shares at 39.15 and someday very recently. Now, if you look at the shareholding pattern, promoters hold 48.25, not bad. There is no pledging. FIAs hold 2.48%. Total DIAs hold 7.79%. Other DIAs hold 7.15%. Others hold 142. That is public. So, if you look at Marsans Pharma, the main points are that the profit has grown by 334% year on year in Q4. Will it repeat in coming quarters? We don't know, but there is a possibility. Marsans has got tremendous plans, growth plans. So it is growing every quarter. We have seen sales have grown, net profits have grown both. Therefore, we have to take a look good at Marsans Pharma. Earlier it was very sluggish. Now, in the recent past, in the last 3-4 quarters, it has been growing very fast. Take a look at it. And with reference to your portfolio needs, Marsans Pharma is at a reasonably good price earning ratio, not bad. It is likely to grow. Presently, price is low. So, all put together, and it has got expansion plans. Therefore, it is having very good scope for your portfolio. Thank you.